The universe is vast. Scientific principles can explain the energy in the universe. But the power of Buddha's virtues, amulet science can't explain it. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets can touch. When you have confidence and faith. Phra Somdet Wat Rakhang. The back has a Phikun flower pattern, Buddhist art. Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang large uppercase. The tip of the hair touches bell arch. The back has a Phikun flower pattern. The cast is white color with fine texture. The back has a Phikun flower pattern. It is Phra Somdej print a rare amulet and is highly sought after by amulet collectors around the world. Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang backside Phikun flower pattern. Built by Somdet Puttakhun to from Rangsi. It is assumed that it was built in AD 186-81869. Made to give to nobles and high officials. Dak Phikun is an auspicious flower with meaning that represents abundance, prosperity. Therefore, the Phikun flower is like a heavenly flower. Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang backside Phikun flower pattern. The distinctive feature is that the back of the Buddha image has a Phikun flower pattern. The amulet's texture is fine-grained. Mix Buddha powder and flower pollen Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. Backside Phikun flower pattern. It is Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang that is very popular in the group of amulet collectors because it is a rare print and has beautiful Buddhist art. It has the Buddhist power of kindness and invulnerability. The texture of the Phra Somdej. The texture of the Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang must be at least 150 to 160 years old. Hand-pressed and dried to allow the amulet to dry naturally. The material of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang has been changed. Naturally, it erodes over time. Breaking patterns in the Phra Somdej. Broken pattern on the front. The pattern is not broken on the back of the Phra Somdej. These are words spoken by older collectors of Phra Somdej amulets. The texture of the Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. Hand-pressed and dried to allow the amulet to dry naturally. When 100 years have passed, various cracks have appeared. The Phra Somdej amulet must be welded and sealed. At the part where the pattern is cracked and separated, Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang has many types and blocks. Phra Somdej Muonsen material, each ingredient is unique. In the Phra Somdej amulet and the ingredients of each Phra Somdej amulet make Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang valuable. About Buddhist virtues and beautiful Buddhist art beautiful. They are preferred by amulet collectors around the world. Expand Phra Somdej. Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang backside Phikun flower pattern. The cast is white color with fine texture. Mix Buddha powder and flower pollen. The mold is pressed by hand and dried to allow the amulet to dry naturally. The material of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang has been changed. Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang backside Phikun flower pattern. The distinctive feature is that the back of the Buddha image has a Phikun flower pattern. The texture, amulet, and mass important substances of the Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. Each Phra Somdej Muonsen amulet has a special identity. Sacred objects in Phra Somdej. Magic powder and sacred substances, which were mixed texture into objects to create Phra Somdej. Mass important substances, cement, shells. Mix magic powder and sacred substances. It has magical properties combined into a sacred substance in Phra Somdej. The main sacred substances in Phra Somdej. Seashell cement. Seashells are ground into a fine white powder called diamond cement. 5 types of Buddha powder. 1. Puttakhun powder. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets. Help stay safe from danger. 2. Puttakhun powder. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets. Be invulnerable. 3. Ethij holy powder. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets. About Metamaha Niyam. 4. Trinasingha powder. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets. It's about charming people to like and admire you. 5. Maharat powder. The power of Buddha's virtues, amulets. Enhance your power and prestige. Various auspicious plants, auspicious flower pollen in the creation of Phra Somdej. Lotus flowers offered to the Buddha in the temple. And flowers with auspicious names are dried and ground and mixed into Phra Somdej pulp. Holy water is a mixture of sacred substances in Phra Somdej. Mix all the ingredients together and press into the Phra Somdej mold. By hand to dry naturally after 100 years. The Phra Somdej material will look soft to the eye. The oldness of Phra Somdej. Look at the oldness of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. Materials, substances that are organic substances in Phra Somdej. 108 kinds of Munkal pollen powder. Every genuine Buddha must have magic powder and mass important substances. 108 types of flower pollen powder. It is present in every real Phra Somdej, more or less. Look at the natural oldness of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. You can take a magnifying glass to look at the oldness of Phra Somdej from these materials mass. See biodegradation. According to natural processes. For example, holes or pits are caused by the decomposition and weathering of a substance mass. Decomposes over time on the surface of the Phra Somdej amulet. Observe the old nature of the Phra Somdej clearly. The oldness natural aging of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. It depends on many factors such as materials used, storage location and corrosion over time. Some Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang amulets may look older than others. This is because the previous owner touched the Phra Somdej when he hung it up for worship. Important things about the age of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. It is not a determinant of value. even though the Phra Somdej is old and hard to find. It is sought after by collectors all over the world. The value of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. It depends on the Buddha power of creation. Creation ceremony and consecration of Phra Somdej is more important than the age of the Phra Somdej. Therefore, the authenticity and origin of Phra Somdej. Therefore, it is an important factor in determining value. And the importance of Phra Somdej is more than just his age. The oldness natural aging of Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang. Look at the nature oldness of mass materials. Natural changes in the mass of organic matter. Shrinkage and decomposition of 1-8. Types of mass auspicious pollen substances. Nature oldness aging in Phra Somdej Wat Rakhang is divided into two types. One, an amulet that has not yet been used old because of storage. Two, amulets that have been used old because of use. One, the amulet that has not yet been used has a perfect and clear appearance. The amulet's flesh will look as fresh as new, which will make it difficult to consider, because we haven't touched the surface of the Phra Somdej yet, unable to see the mass substances inside the Phra Somdej. Two, Buddha amulets that have been used are easier to consider. The surface of the Phra Somdej will be open to reveal materials, mass, and the ingredients in the Phra Somdej amulet. The surface of the Phra Somdej is frequently touched. This causes the flesh of the amulet to open and react with sweat.